So we close up broadcast week, and we've been talking about instructions for happiness according to James in his writings in the fifth verse, or fifth chapter of the book of James, verse 11. Behold, we count them happy which endure, which simply this, to say, we just keep on going, keep on walking, and just believe that God has it under control. And so I come down with 7 instructions. Number 1, according to the Gospel of James, he says, the tongue. He talks about the tongue. He says that tongue is an unruly evil. And you got to control the tongue. Well, along with controlling your tongue is controlling your emotions. And so that's number 1. And number 2, having control of your emotions and having control of your tongue. And I'm just going to tell you something. It seems to be the modern day trend that people say, well, I got to curse. I got to curse and I got to use profanity in order to be able to get my message across. And I'm just telling you, if that's what it takes for you to communicate, then you're not a very good communicator. And I have to wonder about what's going on up there in your noggin, because you've convinced yourself that nobody will listen to you unless you use profanity. Well, you see, I would rather say this. Let my words come from the heart of God. And let there be an anointing behind my words. And I believe that that's a formula that'll work. So, control your emotions, control your tongue, and let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. And that goes back to what we talked about earlier in the week, where it talks about just having control and also making sure that we establish ourselves. In other words, as James says, the man with a double mind, he says he's unstable. He says that person is unstable. In all of their ways are unstable. So to establish yourself and say, let your yea be your yea, let your nay be your nay. In other words, say what you mean what you say. And if you say it, then carry it through. And don't be one of those people who is wishy-washy, and then they're saying one thing today and now they're saying another thing tomorrow. No, just be consistent. Just be consistent. We're talking about happiness, and the formula for happiness is just be consistent. So let your yea be yea, let your nay be nay. Number 4, if you are afflicted, pray. And if you are merry, he says, rejoice. In other words, give forth praise out of your heart. Next thing you know, you're just praising the Lord. You're driving in a road, you're singing a song, and you're praising God. That'll make you happy. If you're sick, he says, call for the elders of the church and anoint them with oil. And then he says, the effectual, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. So happiness comes from just being in touch with God, knowing that God's going to take care of things. If you're sick, pray. If you're happy, rejoice. And my last one is simply this: win souls. And that just comes from me, Pastor Jack. If you want to really be happy, you want to have something that'll make your heart sing, you lead somebody to Christ, and you'll find a joy. My goodness, you'll find joy. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.